All right. Good morning. Um, so someone sent me this question yesterday evening. Yeah. So I'll try. So I'm going to try the question. Then I'm going to lay down the procedures, right, of how I'm going to solve the question, so that you understand not only have the solution, but you understand how to approach questions like this. Now, first of all, like I said in my earlier video, I said whenever you are given a question, you first need to find out what the question is asking you to do. Then you'll find out what are the key points or the key things that the question has given you to help you solve the question. Then you try to figure out how to use those key points to find what the question is asking you to do. So that's what we are going to do today. All right. All right. So let's begin. So first of all, the question says OABC is a quadrilateral. Now you need to know what a quadrilateral is. A quadrilateral is just any four-sided figure, right? So we just draw any four-sided figure. Right, sorry for this part. So this O A B C. So it's just any four-sided figure, right? So right, okay. So now this is our OA, this is our OC, right? And this is our OB, this is our OB. So OA is A, OB is B, and OC is C. Okay. Now what do we have? We also been told that D is a midpoint. Now the last time I explained what a midpoint is. So D lies on what? The line BC, and it's a midpoint. A midpoint means that what? This point D divides the line BC into two equal parts. So um, in other words, you can have we have like let's say BD, the line BD, which is moving this way. It's actually half the line BC, right? Or you can say the line CD, this CD is moving this way. I always have to make sure for you use the right direction. So if you are looking at CD, CD is moving this way, so CD will be out half the line or CB. You understand? Okay. So you always make sure you look at the direction. So given that this is a midpoint line on BC, we have this. Okay. All right. Then we've also been told that E is also a point. Now E is just a point, not a midpoint. So you have to differentiate between the two. D is a midpoint, but E is not a midpoint. E is just a point on E is a point on the line AD, right? So you need to connect A to D. So this or AD, right? So is now E lies on what? On AD in such a way that your AE, the ratio between AE and ED is 2:1. What does this mean? Now, this means that the ratio between AE and ED is 2:1. Now, if you understand the concept of ratio and proportion very well, now you know that from this we can say that AE over ED is actually equal to 2:1. This is the same as ratio. This is also the mean that the ratio between A and AD is what is 2:1, right? So we can rewrite this ratio as that. Okay. Now what you have to do is just cross multiply. So if you cross multiply, you have that your AE is equal to what? 2ED. Now what we have arrived is we are trying to say that the point E lies on the line AD in such a way that the line AE is two times the line ED. So it means what it also means that the line AE is bigger or is longer than the line ED. In fact, it is twice the line ED. So it means that if I'm going to plot or show the point E on the line AD, I have to put E in the line A on the line AD in such a way that the line AE will be what? Will be longer than the line what? ED, because it is twice the line what? AD. I hope you guys understand what we are trying to do. Okay, so this key point gives us gives us the relation that the line AE is twice what? ED, or the line ED is half, or the vector ED is half what? The vector AE, right? So we have two conditions. We have two things. We have condition 1 and condition 2, right? Now we want to find the vector OD and the vector what? OE. These are the things that we want to find given the two conditions that have been given to us. I hope you guys are following. Right. So now we are coming to actually solve the question. So we are searching for the line or OD, or we want to find the vector OD. Now from the graph, it will be easier to connect O to D so that you can know the movement of OD and know how to write it in terms of in terms of A, B, and C. So this is the line OD, right? Okay. So given that, you can see that we now have a triangle ODA, right? Which we might probably use. So now what is OD? Now OD is what can be written as OC plus CD, right? Or OD can also be written as what OA plus AD, right? Now it depends on, okay, you can use any of the two triangles, right, to solve it. But then if you use the other and it doesn't work, it means you have to use the other, right? It's like you're trying your hands on two different things. So I'm going to use the bigger triangle. I'm going to use OD is OA plus what AD. Okay. Right. Okay. So I have OD is what OA plus AD. Oh, right. Okay. Right. So I know my vector OA, which is A, but AD, I have no idea what AD is. So I have to find a way to get rid of AD. So what is AD? AD is actually AE plus ED, right? Okay. Now AD is AE plus ED, right? Now, but there's a condition between what? There's a condition between AE and ED. And what's that condition? AE is just what 2ED. So I have 2ED here plus what ED. So in other words, my AD is just 3ED, right? Okay. So it means that my OD is just going to be what? The vector A plus 3AD. Now I still need to get rid of what? This AD, because I don't need AD. I want to write OD in terms of A, B, and C. Okay, now you realize that to get rid of ED, it should be a problem. I don't know if you can see the problem. Realize that ED here is either EB plus BD, but then EB plus BD will not help us solve it because it is not in terms of A and B. And if you use ED, it's actually EO plus OD. It still won't help us solve it. So realize that using this triangle ODA will be a problem. Now it will have been more easier to use the triangle OCD. Okay, right. So like I said, now we have that our OD is A plus 3ED. Now if you watch it close, you realize that we are just circling back. It's like we are not moving we are not moving forward. It's like we are just like going back and forth, because the triangle we use will give us problems. Now ED here, there's no way you can write ED in terms of A, B, and C. It's going to complicate things. Even if you can, you will circle back. Yeah, it will take some time. So you realize that we are stuck. When we use the triangle ODA, it's like we've gotten stuck, right? So it means you have to use a different triangle, or a different triangle, or to find a different perspective on how to find the triangle OD or the vector OD. You see, we were faced with two choices: either to use this triangle with OD is actually what OC plus CD, or to use the triangle ODA, which is what OD is equal to OA plus AD. Now using this triangle has made us gotten stuck. So in other words, so what we are going to do is we are going to ignore this triangle and use what OCD. And at times it happens. At times you can start with what a particular method or a particular triangle, and you realize that that triangle or that perspective of solving this question won't help. So if it doesn't help and you realize that you are just circling back, then all you have to do is just look to a different perspective or look at the question from a different viewpoint. So you're going to look at this problem using this particular viewpoint, which is what the triangle OCD. So if I use the triangle OCD, I realize that my OD is actually what OC plus CD. Sorry. Plus CD, right? What is OC? OC is just C. Right. Now, what is CD? Now from here, CD is what half what CB. Am I right? CB is what? Half what? CD. Sorry, CD is half CB. Right. Now, the question is, what is now CB? Right. CB is the position vector OB minus what? OC. Now, when you have is the vector OB minus OC, I think we've proven this before. Right. We've actually proven this before, because CB, your CB, where is CB? Your CB is just going to give you what? BO plus what? OC. You let me prove it. Your CB is just going to give you what? Your CB is just going to give you what? CO plus what? OB. What is CO? CO is just minus what? OC plus what? OB. Right. This is the same as minus C plus B. So it means my CD is just going to be what? Half minus B minus what? Sorry. Minus B minus C. Right. All you guys are following. So if CD is what? Half B minus C, means my OD is now going to be C plus half B minus C. If I simplify, I'll get C plus half B minus half C. It's just going to give me half B plus half C. So it means my OD is just what? Half B plus C. So I've written OD in terms of what? A, B, and C. In other words, in this case, my small a is just 0 because a is not here, right? But the question is, write it in terms of A, B, and C, and I've written in terms of B and C. So my a is 0. So you can write it as maybe OD is just half 0 OA plus B plus C, right? This means that this vector A is 0. It doesn't really matter though. You can just leave your answer as this. Now remember, this 0 here is the normal 0. It means 0 times the vector A, which is 0. You understand? So 0 here is just a scalar, not a vector. It's a scalar, right? The reason why I brought the 0 is because the question said write in terms of A, B, and C. So I just want the A to reflect. So 0 times A is just 0. You can even choose to leave it this way. It's still correct, right? Okay. So now we move to the next part, which is writing OE in terms of what? A, B, and C. Now I'm just going to give you a hint on how to solve the OE. I'm not going to solve it for you, right? So you realize that your OE can be written as, you can use this triangle OEA, which is what? OE equals OA plus AE, right? Then you try to use the identity AE is twice ED, then you try to solve it, right? Or you can use OE to be what? You can use OE to also be OD plus what? DE, right? So you can also use a triangle ODE, such that your OE is going to be what? OD plus DE. Now this would be a little bit shorter because you know what OD is. You know OD is what? Half B plus C, and you know your D is what? Your D is also the same as the negation of what? ED. Then you try to use identity. Then use the identity, right, to get rid of what? That the ED. You understand? Okay, so I'm going to leave that one to you. If you have any complaints or any issues, you can PM me. Right, thank you.